Hi, you guys. It's me, Chris Callie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the state of Michigan in the city of Rochester Hills. It's Wednesday at noon, and I am here for your Lunchtime Live. I'm just going to pop over and be sure I'm in the right spot. It's been a while since I've been here with you guys. I have a hard time in the summertime keeping up. So I've been missing you, though. I had some new product come in, and I'm getting ready for backstage. And so it's just a really, really busy time for me. But I wanted to share some things with you today and try and get back on track a little bit. My computer is really wonky this morning. I'm going to be sharing some cards that we did at our team meeting this month, and we used this gorgeous suite. This is called the Masterfully Made Suite, and it comes with a stamp set called Gorgeously Made, and then these great dies. But also in this suite are these beautiful designer series papers, and they are just gorgeous. And then you have some sequins also, and look at these great cards. They are so beautiful, and this is kind of one of those things that kind of gets lost in the catalog a little bit, but it has some great pieces to it. These are the sequins that aren't they cool? And this one is kind of like it has a kind of iridescent look to it. Let's see if I put it on my catalog. Maybe you can see it better. See how it kind of turns a little bit that color? And then when you put it with the yellow, it kind of matches the yellow. Very, very cool. And it's a trio. It's a little sequence trio, which is really, it has pretty peacock and bubble band. That's just beautiful. So let's take a look first of all. Let's see if I can get myself organized here a little bit. This is the stamp set. It's called Gorgeously Made. And see what I mean? It's just kind of like a blah. It doesn't really reach out and grab you. This one is just kind of like a lined, geometric kind of image. And of course you have some ferns and some sprigs, and you know, we always need those kinds of images, right? A little hello, a thank you, you're a great friend, kind of just a generic block. And then this one, which is just some words, so it's kind of perfect for a background, has coordinating dies. The dies are so cool. These two I use all the time. They just kind of match everything. But then you have this kind of notebook border, and you have a torn page edge, and then you have this great little, let's see if I can get that back on there. It looks like kind of a little banner, but it has these kind of rough torn like edges on it. So we just made some beautiful cards with it at our meeting, and I'm going to share them with you. But I did want to share this stamp set again. Gorgeously Made is the bundle, and Masterfully Made is the suite. And I think it's on like page 63 maybe of the catalog. Let me just check really quick for you. Nope, let's see. I just shared it with you, so I know it's here. I know I should remember that number, right? I just looked at it. Oh, 103, not 63, 103. So it's got that gorgeous 2-page spread. And you can buy the things individually, like you can buy the stamp set, you can buy the dies, or you can buy the bundle together and save 10%, or you can buy the whole suite and get the stamp set, the dies, the sequins, and the paper, which I don't, that's just so lovely. So, and they are easy to use dies. So this is the first card we are going to make. Very, very simple. It looks really easy, but you have 2 die cuts here, so 4, 5 die cuts for just this one card. But it's so adorable. I just love it. So let's jump right in. We're going to use the hello and then the background one, and then some of Well, we'll use some sequins on it. I use some little gems on mine, but we'll use some sequins on this one. Okay, so I have a little helper that came in, and she helped me by doing all of the die cuts for everyone. So that was amazing, right? And so all of my little pieces are here, and we used the new Berry Burst and Bubble Bath. So you can see we actually combined that torn paper edge with the little notebook die, and then we did that little kind of, I don't know what it is, but it looks like a little rectangle that's kind of torn at the edges there. So it's very, very cool. If you guys haven't seen that shimmer paper yet, so cool. Okay, so I'm going to take my hello. We'll start off with that. I'm going to stamp it in Berry Burst on this little piece of scrap paper. And then I'm also going to stamp it on my little die cut piece. Okay? And that's the stamping that we're going to do. Set that up there. And I used this piece of Designer Series paper for our meeting and just kind of attached it right here. But I think I'm going to use the other side today just for funsies. So we have two cards that you can see that the paper is just absolutely breathtaking. It does a lot of the hard work for you. It's kind of, all of Stampin' Up's paper is kind of a workhorse. And you can use either side. This one has some words on it, so I'm just going to make sure my words are going in the right direction. I'm going to line it up right at my edge here. There we go. And then I am going to just layer these pieces on. So I'm going to take out some glue dots for this piece. I'm going to start with it and put it down in the back, and it's going to kind of lean over. And you can use green glue, you can use your snail, you can even die cut it on a piece of adhesive if you wanted to. I am just going to use a glue dot because it is going to go over the edge here, so I want to be sure I don't get any sticky over there. And then we have this piece of Bubble Bath. And this is the new thing now, is to leave some of your punch out, so leave the centers in there. So we did that. And I'm going to put this kind of going just, let's turn it a little more. There we go. And I'm going to trim just a tiny bit off my bottom here because I just don't want that sticking out. So I'm just going to trim that up. And then I'm going to put my glimmer paper down. And again, I'm going to use just regular snail adhesive for that. And that's going to kind of go right in there. I think I'm going to put it down just a hair more. There we go. I think that's straight. Let me see. Yep, straight. All right. And then I'm going to put this little piece up on some dimensionals. Here are my dimensionals, right where they belong there. I think I'm going to use some big ones. I'm just going to put 3 of them on the back of it so it's nice and sturdy there. Here we go. Boy, we have had the worst weather the last couple days, and today it looks like it's going to be sunny and nice. I mean, like storms after storms after storms. Okay, and I think it's got enough on there that it's not going to stick. Okay, and then I'm going to take this hello And I'm just going to trim around it. And you can, of course, leave it like that if you want to. But I'm just going to trim around this one. And then I can pop it up right over top of my other one. And that's just going to give it a little more dimension. And like I said, you certainly don't have to do that, but I'm just going to pop mine right up there. That especially helps if you didn't, when you stamped it the first time, if you didn't get it really straight. This will help you out with that. I think I'm going to need some little minis in here. I'll just cut a little piece of this. Yeah, don't forget, you guys, to use those edges up. You don't want to waste any of these dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. Be sure I get it straight. There we go. And you can, if you wanted to, add some little flicking in the background, but I'm going to leave mine just like that. And I'm going to come in with some of these bubble bath sequins. I'm going to use some of the big ones. And I think I'll go right in there. Okay. That for a nice, quick, easy card. Lots of dimension, lots of bright colors to it. Very fun. And here is what it is with the other paper. So you can see how that paper, just by flipping the side on it, it just is so much brighter and cheerier. And the other one has more of a, like a, almost a formal, classic, or traditional look to it. Hi, Marielle and Anna. How are you ladies this morning? Anna, I hope you're back in town. Marielle was the one that came and did all of my punch outs for these for me. She always makes me look good. She makes the rubber room look good. I'm glad she's here watching. Okay, so the other one we're going to do is this one. How fun is this? This one has a lot of stamping, and then again we used that little, like, torn little piece of paper there. So we're going to start off, this is the new Pebbled Path color. I don't know about you guys, but I am loving it. And we're going to use like almost every stamp in the set for this one. Actually, we're going to use 4 of them, so we're well on our way, right? I'm going to start off with my little banner piece here, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on it. I have to, there we go. Okay, I'm going to leave this out because we are going to be using it. And we're going to do some first generation and second generation stamping, okay? So that just means we're going to stamp with the first generation of ink, which means we're going to ink and stamp, okay? And we're just going to kind of random stamp around our card. I think I'm going to do this about 3 times. I'm going to kind of make this one go a little bit that way, okay? And then I'm going to do a second generation, which means I am going to ink it, stamp it, and then stamp a second time without re-inking. So that's a second generation because you're going to do it without re-inking it. I'm going to go kind of this way. And I'm going to go up here. There we go. I think I am going to come in down here just once like that. All right, so that's that. And then we're going to take this one, which I think is kind of your geometric background one. And I'm just going to stamp up a part of that on the top of my cardstock there. And then I'm going to stamp again, making it my second generation, okay? So I stamped my first generation and then my second. Make some room in my little box here for these dirty stamps before I set something in them. Okay. And I am going to, I have a piece of Pebbled Path, which is just like 1/8 of an inch bigger. So I'm going to add some Stampin' Seal to my stamped part. I'm going to mount it on there. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. Actually, first I'm going to tie my ribbon. Now, I used, on my sample card, I used some twine. Or in colors, you can get in individual colors for the ribbon, or they come in a combo pack with all 5 colors, and they're this really thick, gorgeous twine. So, I'm going to use the ribbon, though, this time, just so we get to see a little bit of a difference, how we can swap out some products and get a different look. So I'm going to put some glue dots on the ends of my ribbon. I'm going to do this instead of attaching it with adhesive, because I'm going to put this up on dimensionals, so I don't want the adhesive to get stuck to my card. So I'm just going to put that on. There we go. And then I'm going to throw some dimensionals on the back of it. And I would normally, for this size, be using my adhesive strips, but I'm making some swaps at my work tables. So that's where my adhesive strips are. They didn't make their way back here with me this morning, so. Okay, and then I'm going to take my card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5. The 8.5 inch side is scored at 4 1/4. Pop that up there, make sure it's going in the right direction. And then adhere this. Get all those backs off there. So it'll stick down. Marielle and Anna, I'm sure you are just as thankful as I am for that sunshine out there with all of that crappy weather we've been getting lately. Right? I was very glad to see some sunshine this morning. Okay, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of my words, and then we're going to put them right up there in that corner. Kind of the right corner. Yeah, and there we go. And then these are 2023, 2025 in color dots. They come in 3 different sizes, and I think I'm going to use all 3 of them. So kind of tuck that one behind there. Put a little mid-sized one there, and a little tiny one over here. Okay, would make a great masculine card, especially if you just use the twine and instead of hit a bow, put a little knot in it. But even a great fall card, especially like with winter, with your wild wheat, that would be really cool with that. So we just gave it a different look with our ribbon. Same card, 2 different looks there. Okay, and one more. Let's sneak one more in. We still have about 10 minutes left of your lunch hour, right? Okay, so this one, we're going to do another berry burst. Let me clean up my mess a little bit here so I can find some things, right? Okay, get all that trash out of here. We're going to start off with this 8.5 by 5.5. This is thick cardstock, thick basic white, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So we're just going to fold it and burnish it on that line. We're going to bring in this piece of Berry Burst and this stamp. Remember that stamp with the words on it? That's what we're going to use. Okay, and I'm just going to quickly make a background with it. So I'm going to, again, stamp it in Berry Burst. So it'll be like a color on color kind of look. And I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp it. And you don't really need to worry too much about that middle because we're going to cover that up. So just kind of stamping off. And I think I'll put one right there in the corner. Okay. There we go. And then we have this piece of white, which we've used that die cut on. Let me get my... We're going to make this a thank you card. And again, we have that little torn edge kind of piece there. I'm going to stamp my thank you right in the middle of it. Yeah. Okay. And then I can get this out of the way. I have a little acrylic tray here, and I just managed to stamp my thank you ink all over in it. And this one we're going to use a little bit of twine for, so let's get that out. Okay, so we're going to put this one down onto our thick white base, just with a little bit of Stampin' Seal. Let's see, it does have words on it, so there is kind of an up and down to it. And this one is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, and then this one, we have a piece of paper that I kind of used this way. But I think today we're going to use the other side. Maria, when she was here, she used the other sides, and I thought that was a great idea. And you get to see both sides of it. I think I'm going to go this way with it. And how beautiful it is. It always with Stampin' Up! Paper, that is like the hardest thing for me, is to decide which side of the paper I want to use or which piece of the paper I want to use, because it is all so gorgeous. And we have a vellum one, and then again another bubble bath. And we've left the little pieces in there too. Marielle keeps me right on trend with what's happening in the Stampin' Up! Artistic world, which I really appreciate. Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna actually start with my piece of vellum. When I was cutting my vellum, it was like getting really stuck in the machine, and so I ended up with my cutting base and my cards, or my vellum, and then a piece of wax paper, so that it was cut, that helped to cut it through without making it stick, so that I had to spend an hour getting all those little pokies out. So just gonna lay these two down like that, and then I'm gonna put this one down, and this is, I think it's mauve, Moody Mauve, maybe. I'm going to, again, cut this little piece off here so we don't have that sticking out at the bottom. And I'm going to put it on, it's going to like hang over here. Hang off over there, okay. All right, and then I'm going to just actually take this little edge here, and I can use all of that. Just get rid of this part here. So I'm just gonna, I've cut my little dimensional from the border piece there. I'm gonna put that on here. And we're gonna pop this up. And then we're gonna pop the whole thing up. So this is gonna go right in here. Like that. And then we're gonna put some dimensionals on this whole piece. I love how this this card turned out. I don't think you can go wrong with this Pack of Designers series paper. If you are not that really bold kind of bright color girl, you can obviously use the other side, which is much more toned down. If you look at that side, it's much softer. Oh, I forgot to put my twine on there. Let's see, I was going to put my twine behind my words, which I think I still can. Let me see if I can get that up without... Don't try this at home, you guys. I am forever. Sometimes when I get it on there before I really want to, you can heat it up and it will soften your adhesive. It will pop it right off. But there we go. That one came off fairly easily. Okay, so let's put this down. Here we go. I'm gonna kind of put it, as my mother would say, kitty wampus on my card front. That. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my twine. When you undo your twine, it gets kind of that bouncy curl to it like that. So I just put it on my scissors, put my thumb on the top of them, and just pull it lightly through there, and it straightens it right out. So I am going to cut a piece of this. A lot of demonstrators will tie this in like a double bow here and put it on. So if that's the way that it works for you, so what I'm talking about is this kind of a thing. So you'll have a double bow that can go on. I like to do just put a little bit of adhesive where I want it to be, and then press my linen thread into it and kind of loop it around. It's going to loop down and down, and then I'm just going to bring my words in to make sure that those are in a good spot. This one is a little bit long, so I'm going to shorten it up. There we go. I don't know if you guys have not seen the new catalog yet, the new mini that's a September to December mini. It is so amazing with fall cards. I cannot wait to dive into it and share some Halloween things, and I am in the process of doing swaps, so that means Marielle's gonna have to come back and fix the displays up at the rubber room again for us. She does such a great job, and I'm gonna have about 70 some swap cards for her to work with, so it's gonna be beautiful in here. Okay, and like I said, there's fall, there's Halloween, there's Thanksgiving, there's Christmas. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna make these tails here just a little shorter. There we go. So this is the really bright and cheerful colored one, and then this one is the more toned down, softer designer series paper. I think they are so fun. And then, oh, let's put some, should we put some jewels on there? Yeah, we should. Okay, let's try these white ones. We haven't tried those yet. And these, again, are 2 sizes. And these are the ones that come in the suite, if you were to purchase. Oh, they look almost like that vellum, don't they? We'll put one down over here. And we'll put one in here. And then we'll put another one over there. Okay. All right, so we have the bright, and then the more toned down or softer one. And then again, we have the bright. I'm so glad I saw Marielle do this. And then the toned down or softer one. And then we have our gray or pebbled path with the twine and with the ribbon. So lots of great options for you guys today. And like I said, if you have not checked this out, even if you decide that that paper is not for you, which I don't know how you could, because I have loved both sides of it and every piece of it. It is absolutely gorgeous. But you can get just the stamp set or just the bundle, or just the dies or the bundle. And this like is the must-have die set. You'll use these all the time. So let's see if anybody has any questions before I say goodbye to you. I am like right on time here. My clock says 12:30, which is always my goal. I'm happy to arrange this. Oh, you make the rubber room so beautiful, Marielle, and I'm very thankful that you're happy to do that. Anna, we're glad that you are back. I can't wait to see you in the rubber room again and see what you ordered from that mini catalog pre-order. So have a rest of the good day. And have a good rest of the day. And hopefully you'll get to enjoy some of that sunshine. And I will see you guys back here next Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by today. Bye-bye.